Hey everyone, my name is Mark. I'm from MyCondoPro. Today I have honor to have my friend Zaf and Jordan here to talking about a little bit more about the 36 Zorra will be coming soon. So Zaf, I know you've been really long time, and you are the founder of the developer which is called Altree. So do you want to talk a little bit more about this baby?
Absolutely, for sure. Altree Developments is not a new company, it's been here for some time. But let me give you a little bit of background of who I am.
Yes.
So my grandfather founded a company called H&R Developments in the 1950s. I'm a third generation real estate developer. Everyone in my family is in real estate, from my uncles to my grandfather, my father, and it's a very large development family. My grandfather started H&R in the 50s. My father owns a company called Lantera Developments, which is where I started my career. Well, actually, I first started working in H&R, but I worked in Lantera for a bunch of years. I'm extremely close to my father, and from the time I was a little boy, I went to site. I drove scrapers, I drove cranes, I drove excavators. I knew what a tieback was from the time I was 6. So real estate development became part of who I was. You know, when you are third generation of real estate development, and so much so that every cousin, every family member is involved in real estate development. That's all you know, it's all you talk about.
Exactly.
And spending my days in Lantera, I became enamored, and I wanted to continue that legacy. I have 3 children of my own, and I wanted my children to have that legacy. So first we started Marlin Spring along with my brother-in-laws, and then after about 5 or 6 years of really developing great projects in Marlin Spring, I decided the time had come to really make my own stamp on this world. So I had formulated Altree Developments, which owns a third of Marlin Spring at the time and was developing, and I decided to take it solo now and build projects under the Altree banner. And why Altree? Because the word alt means to challenge the standard, and the word re means a high sense of excitement. So if you're excited to challenge the standard, it's Altree Developments. And that's truly what we've tried and done in every one of our projects and every one of our partnerships, is to challenge the standard, to challenge the quality of the building, to challenge the architectural design, to challenge the location, to challenge the amenities, to challenge the experience that you have when you buy a home with us. And I think that when we're constantly raising the bar of what a good development is, we can excel at that. And then we have something to offer, and that's my mark on this world.
Yeah.
And for this particular project, I decided that I wanted the best partner who was the best at developing and building buildings in Canada.
Yes.
I chose EllisDon, and EllisDon was very interested in becoming a partner of mine. This behemoth, this conglomerate, this giant company, EllisDon, with 3,000 plus employees,
yes,
building LRTs and Metrolinks, became very interested in being capital partners in not only building our building, but investing in it alongside us. We're being responsible for it, and living and breathing the project on a day-to-day basis. And the fusion of our two companies together, having the entrepreneurial development side that I come from, the approvals, the design, and all that, and the construction side of EllisDon really created the ultimate marriage for this company.
Amazing. It's basically the 2 big companies come back together doing these projects.
Doing what we love to do best and continuing that legacy.
Exactly. So, you know, a lot of people is very curious about this building, they saw the rendering, so do you want to talk a little bit more about these buildings?
36 Zorra is an extremely special building. The 36, for an example, in the Jewish world is a very lucky number, because it means double 18, which means double life.
Yes.
Right?
18 Chinese and
18 Chinese, right? So when I saw the address was available for 36 Zorra, I knew I had to have it, right? But we decided to build a building that brought color to the Queensway, a building that was enamored by color, a building that really brought the design forward. One of the things that we did, and you can see it on the renderings, is how we created these wavy balconies, because we didn't want to create a building that didn't stand out. This is a building that's along the Gardner. It's a building that will be a mark coming into the city of Toronto. As you drive to Toronto, this is the entranceway. This is what you're going to see. And we wanted a building that stood out, a building that excelled in beauty, and a building that really blended in with what Toronto's waterfront is, which is the lakeshore, which is the Queensway, which is the waterfront with the waves. It gives them a sense of interest. It's different, it's unique.
Yes.
And I thought that architectural beautiness, to be able to create something that stands out, was super important.
Yes,
because when you live where you live, you want it to be unique. Oh, that's my building. Not the one that blends in that you can't tell which building it is, but the building that has an architectural gem.
Yeah, it's kind of like a landmark building. When the resale time, even if it's people living there, they'll point out very honored. I saw some clients in the unique architecture buildings, and they're really honored about that, and they're proud.
It becomes a gem. It becomes a trophy.
So Jordan, I know you've been put a lot of time in these buildings, and what do you think that for the amenities wise, what's the feature of this building you want to put into for the future buyers?
Yeah, so the amenities here, we were able to offer something that was a little bit different just because the large nature of the building. We have over 9,500 square feet of indoor and outdoor amenity, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And it's a great space because the more space you have, the more different amenities you're able to include. Specifically for the indoor amenity, we have some that's broken up on the ground floor and the 7th floor of the tower. On the ground floor, we have a gym and we have a sauna. That's just on the ground floor, which we thought it was conveniently located. It's not really around any units where people were going to be dropping weights and it was going to be a nuisance to any residents. So that's why we wanted to put it on the ground floor. And then if you move up to the 7th floor, we have a tremendous amount of amenities. We have a rec room, which I think is really, really unique for a project of this nature. We have a number of games. It's being able to promote a balanced life of being able to have work and play, which I think is extremely important. We have a kids play area. We have 2 guest suites in the building. We have change rooms and all that fun stuff for the outdoor amenity, which I will get to. We have a social working club that dubs as a dining room, which kind of goes on that live and play mentality as well. We have a demo kitchen, which is one of my favorite amenities in the building, that you're able to host a dinner party, get a chef to come in, do all those types of things. And then we have a social lounge, which has couches, it has a TV area, and we were able to really communicate everything. I think the fact that it's on one floor is extremely important. You're able to mix match, being able to go from work to play, which I think is extremely important. One of the biggest mentalities that we wanted to fit into for this building is really a building that you can live, work, and play. So all that indoor amenity is connected to the outdoor amenity, which has multiple fire pits. There's a barbecue area. There's seating. We have a rooftop pool, which is fantastic. We have a dog run. We have a specific area for kids. It really is an all-around, well-equipped building, and that's what we wanted to do. Is we really want to create a building that is a home within a home. You're going to go downstairs to the pool, but you're at home. You're going to go downstairs and work in the working area, and you're at home, which I think is really important for the world as it working, everyone working from home, trying to find that balanced life. I think it's fantastic that we're able to provide something all within one building. Actually on the outside, we also have an on-site park. So there's really everything in this building that you could ever imagine. It's really a community within a site, which I think is really important, and we're so happy to be able to bring it to market.
So you have a green space, you have a pool, you have everything that you can think of.
Yes.
And you can walk in at home.
There you
a
go.
lot of people enjoy for that, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we have a we-share, kind of like a we-share.
Exactly.
Concept, right?
Exactly.
Very interesting. People talk to me about Six Zorra, it's very close to it's close to subway, but I have some distance. Do you have some like a shuttle service, for the people?
Yes, absolutely. We have a direct shuttle service that we're offering
That's
to all
amazing.
residents and of the building, and it's going to go straight from the building over to Kipling Station at peak hours in the morning and peak hours in the evening. So this really is a commuter's dream.
Exactly.
It's for me especially. What would I rather do? Would I rather have to get in my car, drive somewhere, sit in traffic, or would I rather have the convenience of getting in a direct shuttle service that takes me from my building to a station that I could then get to work? I think it's absolutely fantastic, and we're so happy that we're able to provide it for this building exclusively.
Wow, nice. Do they have to pay for that?
We have been able to put it into the building amenities,
Okay.
So it's all within the condo budget.
That's amazing.
And as a developer who likes to look forward, anything that's in addition to above what's in the budget, we are going to be taken care of.
You have a lot of thoughts about this building for
Yes.
the people who live in the
Yes.
future. That's really amazing.
It's even better than that. We're still well within under 60 cents a foot.
Yes.
59 cents a foot on the common element fees while paying for the shuttle service.
Yeah.
The shuttle is free of charge, takes you directly from your door to Kipling Station, and Kipling is a major hub.
Yeah.
Kipling sits on the Bloor line, and it's on the GO train with one stop into Union Station.
Yes.
So you're downtown within 15 minutes.
Exactly. It's really amazing locations. Yeah. So as a developer, very experienced developer families, so people are always talking about the market, what's happening in the market. So we all curiosity about from developer perspective. What do you think about this market's going?
So I brought a lot of projects to market in the past few years, many markets that you've
Yes.
sold for me, including Stockyards and West Beach and Canvas and the Mac. And I've seen the market continue its pace, and I've seen the market do something extremely interesting. The market became more and more people living in condos than ever before.
Exactly, yeah.
And more than that, wanting to live in condos. No, 15 years ago, when I was probably a teenager, you'd go to Yorkville at night, and it wasn't happening. It wasn't interesting. And people didn't really want to live downtown, or they did, and there was condos coming and whatnot. Today, people don't think of living anywhere else. That's where you want to live.
Yes.
It's a cool city, Toronto. It's a happening place. There's an amazing amount of cultural things that are happening in our city. You want to live in a condo. The propensity of people to live in homes outside the core is not the same anymore. Now the propensity is, I want to live an urban life. I want to go on that pool and have the view of the city and have a good view of downtown and the waterfront like you have in 36 Zorra, as opposed to living in a home, an hour away from Toronto. So I've seen the market shift from being a new market to being a mature market, but creating more and more demand that didn't exist before. And that is the demand of a city that's growing and getting cooler and becoming a hub. You saw it in City Place, you saw it in Liberty Village, you saw it in all these major marketplaces in Toronto, where you had the first building, then the second building, then the third building, and now that they're fully developed with multiple buildings, they're commanding 5-6 times the price that they were before, because people want to live there now. There's restaurants, there's stores, there's amenities, there's life, and people want to be surrounded by life. My father at Lantera and I speak all the time about the marketplace and what the market is, and we noticed the market's more and more end user. People that are looking to live, people that want to make this their home.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the unit size, roughly give people some idea before our launching?
Sure. So this building has 459 units, and we have a really great mix of units that I think tailor towards end users and investors, which I think is really important, and it's something that you have to take into consideration when you're designing a building. Our units range, our smallest unit is around 440 square feet, and they go up to 1306 might be our largest unit.
Okay.
The larger units, we do have some two-story units that are incorporated into the ground floor, which are acting as more so townhomes, which would be probably more an probably more story and an end user type unit, just because of its size and just the way that they're configured. But we have a great mix of one bedroom and dens, two bedrooms and dens. And I think we were able to really capture trying to be able to appeal to all the masses of this building, which I think is really, really important, considering when you're coming out with a building with so many units. So we have a number of 2 bedrooms in the 640, 650 square foot range, 2-bedroom and dens. And then we also have a number of larger 2-bedroom and dens that more so cater towards the end user.
So you have a mix of the
Exactly.
investment type and the unit.
Yeah, and we have obviously some larger units as well. We have some 3 bedrooms, which is a mandate. We're so happy to be able to provide them. And given the configuration of the building, the units that we have done, I'm very, very impressed with the units. They're very livable, which is what we strive to be able to deliver in all of our developments.
Zev, we know the real estate is very important for the location. So, when you're purchasing this land, what do you thought about this? Why you like this location? Can you talk a little bit more about this one?
Absolutely. To me, location when buying a property. You want to make sure that you're in a property that not is just an ideal location, but that's going to become an even better location, and that the values will only rise. So when I looked at this, I said, I'm a zoning guy. I look and say, where's the city going to approve density? And I looked at Etobicoke and I said, I want to be in the Etobicoke marketplace. And there's only 3 ways other than Showway Garden. There's the Etobicoke waterfront, Kipling Station, and Queensway and Islington. And I saw this and I realized that the Etobicoke waterfront's pretty much done.
Yes.
Kipling Station is great, but it's also pretty much done. There's not that much building you could do left over here.
Yeah.
Where's the best value? Now you can buy downtown at a very high price point, and it can go up a little bit, right? But where do you have the most room to grow? So I looked at this property and I said, this is exactly where I want to be. Because if you look in the future, this is the same size as Liberty Village or City Place, and it's going to be that because it's designated for that kind of density. But I'm not the only developer that realized that. Conservatory Group, RioCan, Remington, and us that saw this value. Right now, the future of this property is going to be slated for development, entertainment, commercial, residential, parks. Right now, this park is already built. This is the Remington IQ project, and it is already built with its 4 towers, and this park is already built with kids' play areas. It already has water features, fountains, everything you can imagine. The Sobeys is 50,000 square foot approved. That's right now inside this shopping mall that's owned by the Conservatory Group, and it's being relocated here as a full brand new 50,000 square foot Sobeys. Over here we have the Cineplex by VIP Cineplex, the Montanas, the Kelseys. This is a huge amount of food that the Care Food Group has. You have your restaurant, that's the Kelsey's restaurant, your Montanas. You have Moksha Yoga studios all along here, ice cream parlors. This over here is a 22 theater. It is the largest VIP Cineplex theater here in Toronto, with its own arcade, its own restaurants, its own hub. We're expanding this park. And we are right now, this is our building 36 Zorra, which is surrounded by parks, surrounded by a park that's growing, surrounded by a shopping mall over here with restaurants from the Mandarin to the Kelseys, the Stoneys, to the VIP, and to the Sobeys. It has direct access from Islington straight up. 3 different entrances onto the Gardiner Expressway through Kipling, Islington, and St. Lawrence. It has tremendous access along the Queensway, along the Gardiner, along Kipling Station, Islington Station, and direct shot buses that go all the way to Sherway Gardens, which is only 2 kilometers away, and where it has every single major thing from Saks Fifth Avenue to every restaurant. So when I looked at this site, I said, here you have something that's a budding community. It's a community that's going to have every single one of the amenities that you want, and amenities here. It has your amazing shopping, it has your grocery shopping, it has user-friendly retail, it has parks, it has play areas, it has cinemas. It has a very short bus ride to Sherway Gardens, which has more than anything you can imagine when it comes to shopping. And it has shuttle services taking you directly to the station. So to me, if this is going to tower is approved for density over here, it's only going to quadruple in value over time.
That's for sure. You know, we all see the Concord City Place and the Liberty Village, you know, downtown Markham, they all just increase price dramatically.
Because they're growing communities, and they're communities that have value today and value tomorrow. When we looked at something, I said, what today can I rent out that has the amenities that you can live here, that you can work here, that today is a good place to rent, and tomorrow will be worth a lot more.
For sure.
And the Queensway and Islington area hit every one of those boxes.
Do you have an estimate time? You know, people call me when we're going to sell it.
Yes.
So,
we're looking to come out this fall, and we're about to release some information, hopefully within the next couple days. But we are coming out this fall, and we're really, really excited about it. We're coming in the 300s, high 300s price range. We are obviously, we haven't released any pricing yet. We're going to be well within that reason.
wow, that is amazing. It's not so often to hear
It's
300
very,
something
exactly.
starting from. Okay.
Especially in the city of Toronto.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
all about affordability today. It's a
Affordability
great
is
product
very
that
important.
makes sense. That you can buy it and still be in the black. And I think 36 Zorra is one of those unique buildings where you can buy our units and make a lot of money because you're going to be in the black. You're going to be actually creating enough rent that you're making a good return on your investment.
For sure.
Not just on the amazing growth that you're going to have in this area. When you buy at such a good price point, the market can only go up.
Six Zorra will be come out in the fall, so make sure you register below and you will get a priority VIP access. And thank you, Zach, and thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.